ఇంటర్మీడియట్ విద్యారంగంలో అగ్రగామి మన ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్. ఐఐటి జేఈఈ అయినా నీట్ అయినా తిరుగులేని విద్యా సంస్థ ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్.
Everybody, so we discussed in heat topic, we discussed already about thermometry, expansion of solids, expansion of liquids and expansion of gases also. Now we will discuss about calorimetry. Next topic. Next we can discuss about the topic calorimetry. So calorimeter, and what is meant by this calorimetry, we can discuss about the chapter, this one. So this is also the subtopic of thermal properties of matter. So in this first we can discuss about what is meant by specific heat. Specific heat. First we can discuss about the concept what is meant by specific heat. Specific heat means, see here, the definition is the amount of heat energy required to rise the temperature of unit mass of the substance through 1 degree. This is called specific heat. Amount of heat energy required to rise the temperature of unit mass of the substance through 1 degree. Amount of heat energy required to rise the temperature of unit mass of the substance through 1 degree. Unit mass. So not the total mass. For example, if 1 kg of mass given, 1 kg of the substance, in that what is the unit mass? Amount of heat energy required to rise the temperature of unit mass of the substance through 1 degree. Unit mass, that mass may be in kgs or grams, whatever it may be, depending on the given situation. So that is called specific heat. For example, so generally specific heat formula is 1 by m into dq by dt. S is equals to 1 by m into dq by dt. So for example, this is the mass of the substance 1 kg. So 1 kg is equals to generally 1000 grams. 1 kg is equals to 1000 grams. So now specific heat is defined as the amount of heat energy required to rise the temperature of unit mass of the substance. What is that unit mass here? 1 gram of the substance through 1 degree. Amount of heat energy required to rise the temperature of unit mass. Unit mass in the sense here 1 gram of the substance through 1 degree, not the total mass. So whatever it is, what is the total mass of the substance here? 1 kg. Here we are defining, so the amount of heat energy required to rise 1 gram of the substance through 1 degree. 1 gram of the substance through 1 degree. That is called a specific heat. So this unit is, so unit of heat energy joule, mass is kg Kelvin, joule per kg Kelvin, or we can write calorie per gram Celsius or Fahrenheit. Calorie per gram Celsius or gram Celsius, or Celsius also can be mentioned in Fahrenheit also. So this is the specific heat. So if we consider this unit, calorie per gram Celsius, amount of heat energy required to rise the temperature of 1 gram of the substance, here we have to 1 gram of the substance we must consider. But why, if you consider this unit, unit mass of the substance in the sense 1 kg. Unit mass of the substance is nothing but 1 kg here. So, based on this unit, the unit mass, this value must be changes based on this unit, either SI unit or CGS unit. Here one more thing is, we know 1 calorie is equals to 4.2 joule. 1 calorie is equals to 4.2 joule. The relation between calorie and joule is 1 calorie equals to 4.2 joule. Then let us say 1 calorie per gram Celsius is equals to 4.2 joule divided by 1 gram means 10 to the power of minus kg Kelvin. So, that is 4.2 into 10 cube joule per kg Kelvin. So, that is 4200 joule per kg Kelvin. So, that is 1 calorie per gram Celsius. 1 calorie per gram Celsius is equals to 4200 joule per kg Kelvin. So, that means here let us say specific heat. So, based on this concept, see here, based on this, how can you define specific heat? Amount of heat energy required to rise the temperature of unit mass of the substance through 1 degree. Unit mass of the substance through 1 degree, that is the important. If this unit mass is 1 kg, then the amount of heat energy required is 4200 joule. If the unit, just I am considering here unit mass of the substance, that unit mass of the substance, maybe in SI system the unit of mass is kg, in CGS system the unit of mass is grams. If we consider the SI system, that is kg, what is the amount of heat energy required to rise 1 kg of the substance through 1 degree? That is approximately 4200 joule. If it is the same in CGS system, that is 1 calorie per gram. In CGS system, amount of heat energy required to rise the temperature of unit mass, that is in CGS system unit mass in the sense gram. Amount of heat energy required to rise the temperature of 1 gram of the substance through 1 degree, that is 1 calorie. So, that means in different units this is different, in different units this is different. So, in what situation we are considering this, that is very very important. In what situation we are considering this, joule per kg Kelvin or calorie per gram Celsius. So, this is 1 calorie per gram Celsius is equals to 4200 joule per kg. If this unit mass of the substance is considered in kgs, so the amount of heat energy is 4200. If the same it is considered in CGS system, then the amount of heat energy is 1 calorie, like that. So, generally if you must remember 1 calorie is equals to 4.2 joule. 1 calorie is equals to 4.2 joule. That is the basic relation between calorie and joule. What is calorie? That is also the unit of heat energy. That is also the unit of heat energy. Next. So, this is the specific heat. Now, here the specific heat depends only on nature of the substance. Depends only on nature of the substance. So, it does not depends on mass, temperature. It does not depends on the mass and temperature. So, here S is equals to 1 by m into dq by dt now. So, it does not depends on mass, it does not depends on temperature. So, specific heat depends only on the nature of the substance. So, this is specific heat and its dependence. For a given substance, the specific heat value remains constant. For a given substance, the value of specific heat always remains constant. So, that is this is about specific heat. So this is the relation you must remember. 1 calorie is equals to 4.2 joule. 1 calorie per gram Celsius. 1 calorie 4.2 joule. Gram 10 power minus 3 kg. So 4.2 into 10 cube, 10 power minus 3 comes to the numerator, it becomes plus 3. That is 4200 joule per kg Kelvin. So that is the specific, it depends only on nature of the substance. It does not depends on mass and temperature. It does not depends on the mass and temperature. So this is calorimetry in that first specific heat. And one more point here, specific heat of water is equals to 1 calorie per gram Celsius. Specific heat of water is equals to 1 calorie per gram Celsius. So what is the meaning of this? So the amount of heat energy required, to rise the temperature of 1 gram of water through 1 degree, that is 1 calorie. Amount of heat energy required to rise the temperature of 1 gram of water through 1 degree. 1 gram of water through 1 degree, that is called specific heat of water. So our 1 calorie per gram, that is nothing but 4200 joule per kg Kelvin. 4200 joule per kg Kelvin. So that is specific heat of water. In terms of calorie, it is only 1 calorie, 1 calorie per gram. If you rise the temperature through 1 degree of substance 1 gram, then the heat energy is 1 calorie. In the same way, if you rise the temperature through 1 Kelvin of the substance 1 kg, its specific heat is 4200 joule. Next, in the same way, specific heat of ice is equals to 0.5 calorie per gram Celsius. Specific heat of ice is equals to 0.5 gram per calorie per gram Celsius. In the same way, specific heat of ice in terms of joule. So for 1 calorie it is 4200, for 0.5 calorie 2100. So specific R, this can be written as 2100 joule per kg Kelvin. 2100 joule per kg Kelvin. So this is specific heat of ice, like this. So specific heat of water, and it is specific heat of ice. So this is the definition of specific heat. Specific heat, that means the amount of heat energy required to rise the temperature of, so let us say this is the substance. In this substance, if you want to rise the temperature of the substance through 1 degree, how much amount of heat energy required, how much amount of heat energy we must supply, that is called specific heat. So that unit depends on SI unit or CGS unit. If you want to rise the 1 kg of the substance through 1 degree, so the heat energy is 4200. If 1 gram of the substance through 1 degree, that is in calories, like that, or calorie per gram or joule per kg. If the mass of the substance is measured in gram, the heat energy measured in calorie. The mass of the substance is measured in kg, the heat energy must be measured in joule. So that is. And heat energy, specific heat of the substance, S value does not depends on mass, does not depends on temperature, does not depends on heat energy. It depends only on the nature of the material, nature of the substance, or nature of the material. For a given material, the specific heat value remains constant. So the specific heat of water is 1 calorie per gram. Whatever it may be the increase in temperature, whatever is the amount of water, whatever is the increase in temperature, whatever is the amount of water we must consider, the specific heat does not changes. The value is fixed. In the same way, specific heat of ice, 0.5 calorie per gram. So whatever it may be the increase in temperature, of course, whatever it may be the decrease in temperature, how much amount of ice we can take, but specific heat value of ice must be constant. That means it depends only on the nature of the substance, does not depends on heat energy, does not depends on temperature, does not depends on mass. So, this is specific heat. So, from this we can write dq can be written as ms dt. So, this is one equation, dq is equals to ms dt. So, this is about specific heat. Next, specific heat, after that heat capacity. Heat capacity. So, that is denoted with H. Heat capacity. Previous condition is specific heat and it is the heat capacity. Heat capacity is defined as, so amount of heat energy required to rise the temperature of total mass of the substance through 1 degree. Amount of heat energy required to rise the temperature of total mass of the substance through 1 degree. Total mass of the substance through 1 degree. So, whatever it may be the given mass, that is 1 kg, 2 kg, 3 kg, whatever it is, if we want to rise the total mass of the substance through 1 degree. So, in the previous case, specific heat means unit mass. That unit mass depends on given unit, either it is CGS unit or SI unit. If it is CGS, the unit mass is considered as gram. If it is SI unit, the unit mass is considered as kg. So, that is the situation, whether it is CGS or SI unit. So, that is the, but here the whatever is the condition, amount of heat energy required to rise the temperature of total mass of the substance through 1 degree, total mass of the substance through 1 degree, that is called heat capacity. Heat capacity. So, that means heat capacity H can be written as, simply we can write dq by dt. So, that unit is joule per Kelvin or calorie per degree Celsius. Joule per Kelvin, SI unit of energy is joule per Kelvin or calorie per Celsius. Joule per Kelvin or of course, CGS unit of energy is ergs, but heat energy must be measured in calorie only. Heat energy does not measured in ergs, it must be measured in joule or calorie. So, that is joule per Kelvin or calorie per Celsius. So, from this dq can be written as h dt. From this dq is equals to h dt, where h is heat capacity. So, from the first equation, so that means specific heat definition, dq can be written as ms dt, but here dq is equals to h dt. Here dq equals to h dt. In the previous case we wrote, what we wrote, dq is equals to ms dt. So, compare these two equations, we can get h is equals to ms. If we compare these two equations, dq and dq, then h can be written as h equals to ms. H equals to ms. So, that means we can write h1 by h2 is equals to m1 by m2 into s1 by s2. m1 by m2 into s1 by s2. So, this is one thing. Next, h1 by h2 is equals to m1, we can write volume into density v1 rho 1 divided by v2 rho 2 into s1 by s2. Mass can be written as volume into density. Next possibility, h1 by h2 is equals to volume, if it is the sphere, volume can be written as 4 by 3 pi r cube, volume 4 by 3 pi r1 cube rho 1 s1 divided by 4 by 3 pi r2 cube rho 2 s2. So H1 by H2 is equals to R1 by R2 whole cube into rho 1 by rho 2 into S1 by S2. Rho 1 by rho 2 into S1 by S2. So this is the ratio of heat capacities. So in terms of specific heat, ratio of heat capacities in terms of specific heat. So this is heat capacity. So main difference between specific heat and heat capacity is nothing but the amount of heat energy required to rise the temperature of total mass of the substance through 1 degree. Whatever it may be the given mass, we have to rise the total mass through 1 degree, total mass of the substance through 1 degree. But in case of specific heat, unit mass of the substance through 1 degree. So in SI unit, the unit mass is considered as kg, but in CGS unit, the unit mass is considered as gram, like that. So that is heat capacity and specific heat. Heat capacity depends on mass of the substance. Heat capacity depends on mass of the substance. If the mass of the substance is more, heat capacity also more. If mass of the substance is less, heat capacity is less. But specific heat does not depend on mass. So see here, of course H equals to m into S. H depends on mass. H depends on mass. But of course in specific heat formula, S is equals to 1 by m into dq by dt. Here also we have mass. That means specific heat also depends on mass. Not like that. Whatever it may be the given mass, we are considering unit mass of the substance. Amount of heat energy required to rise unit mass of the substance through 1 degree. Unit mass of the substance through 1 degree. That is called specific heat. We have to consider only unit mass, not the total mass. So that is the situation. So generally H is equals to ms. Mass can be written m1 by m2 into s1 by s2. Mass can be written as volume into density. If the given substance is the spherical shape, then 4 by 3 pi r1 cube. H1 by H2 equals to R1 by R2 whole cube, rho 1 by rho 2 into S1 by S2. So this is heat capacity. Next, next definition in this, latent heat. Latent heat. Latent heat in the sense, here definition is the amount of heat energy required to convert the state of the substance at constant temperature. This is called latent heat. Amount of heat energy required to convert the state of the substance at constant temperature. If the temperature remains constant, but the state of the substance must be changes. So that means state of the substance, any substance exists in 3 states: solid state, liquid state, vapor state. Solid, liquid and vapor. So the substance must be converted from solid state to liquid state or liquid state to vapor state at constant temperature. So that is called latent heat. So it is latent heat is defined as dq by m. So from this dq can be written as ml. dq can be written as ml. This is the equation. L is equals to dq by m or dq is equals to ml. This unit is joule per kg or calorie per gram. Joule per kg or calorie per gram. dq is heat energy by mass kg. joule per kg, or CGS system, calorie per gram. Calorie per gram, this is the unit of this latent heat. Amount of heat energy required to convert the state of the substance at constant temperature. To convert the state of the substance at constant temperature, that is called latent heat. So, here we have two conditions in this. So, first one is latent heat of fusion of ice So, latent heat of fusion of ice. So, that means at constant temperature ice converts into water or water converts into ice. So, latent heat of fusion of ice. So, if the ice converts into water, that process is called melting process. If the ice converts into water, that process is called melting process. So, here the condition is, here the definition is amount of heat energy required to convert 1 gram of ice to 1 gram of water at constant temperature. So, this is latent heat of fusion or latent heat of fusion of ice. So, amount of heat energy required to convert 1 gram of ice to 1 gram of water at constant temperature. Where the ice and water exist at common temperature, let us say 0 degree Celsius of ice to 0 degree Celsius of water. So, that is the process. If the ice exists at 0 degree Celsius, in the same way water also exists at 0 degree Celsius. Here the temperature is 0, here also the temperature is 0. So, that means temperature remains constant. If the 0 degree Celsius of ice converts into 0 degree Celsius of water, that process is called latent heat of fusion of ice. At particular pressure, this condition is possible. At particular pressure, 0 degree Celsius of ice converts into 0 degree Celsius of water. So, this process, temperature remains constant, but the state of the substance changes. That is the concept. Amount of heat energy required to convert state of the substance at constant temperature. Temperature must constant, but the state of the substance changes. Here solid state changes to liquid state, or liquid state changes to solid state. Ice to water or water to ice. So, this is the concept. Latent heat of fusion of ice. This is the latent heat of fusion of ice. Amount of heat energy required to convert 1 gram of ice to 1 gram of water at constant temperature. What is the situation here? 0 degree Celsius of ice to 0 degree Celsius of water. So, here L is equals to dq by m is 1. So, that means dq is equals to L. So, that is 1 gram only we are considering, 1 gram of ice to 1 gram of water. So, therefore, here L of ice can be written as 80 calorie per gram. So, latent heat of ice is equals to 80 calorie per gram. So, that means that is the fixed value. Latent heat of ice is equals to 80 calorie per gram. This is the fixed value. This value does not changes. Whatever is the amount of ice we must consider. So, this value never be changes. Latent heat of ice, L of ice is equals to 80 calorie per gram. 80 calorie per gram. So, this is latent heat of fusion. That means, if you want to convert 0 degree Celsius of ice to 0 degree Celsius of water, how much amount of energy required? 80 calories. If you want to convert 2 grams, 2 into 80. If you want to convert 3 grams, 3 into 80, like that. So, to convert 1 gram of the ice at 0 degree Celsius to 1 gram of water at 0 degree Celsius, the minimum amount of energy required. So, that is 80 calories. The minimum amount of energy is 80 calories. That is why latent heat of ice can be written as 80 calorie per gram, 80 calorie per gram. So, this is latent heat of fusion of ice. So, now next condition is latent heat of vaporization. Next one is, so latent heat of vaporization. So, vaporization in the sense here, how can you define it is amount of heat energy required to convert 1 gram of water at 100 degrees Celsius to 1 gram of steam at 100 degrees Celsius. Amount of heat energy required to convert 1 gram of water at 100 degrees Celsius to 1 gram of steam at 100 degrees Celsius. So, that is 100 degrees Celsius of water to 100 degrees Celsius of steam, 100 degrees Celsius of water to 100 degrees Celsius of steam. So, temperature remains constant. What is the temperature here? 100 degrees Celsius. What is the temperature here? 100 degrees Celsius. In both the situations, temperature remains constant, but state of the substance changes. What is the substance in the here? What is the state of the substance? Water, that means liquid state. Here, what is the state of the substance? Steam, that means gaseous state or vapor state. So, that means state of the substance, liquid state to gaseous state at constant temperature, that is called latent heat. So, here also latent heat of steam is equals to 540 calorie per gram. So, that means to convert 1 gram of water at 100 degrees Celsius to 1 gram of steam at 100 degrees Celsius, amount of heat energy required is 540 calorie per gram, 540 calorie per gram. This is the value, latent heat of steam and latent heat of ice. These two values also you must remember. Specific heat of water, the specific heat of water 1 calorie per gram Celsius, specific heat of ice 0.5 calorie per gram Celsius. In the same way, latent heat of ice 80 calorie per gram and latent heat of steam 540 calorie per gram. Latent heat of steam is equals to 540 calorie per gram. This is the situation. This is latent heat of vaporization, latent heat of vaporization. So, this is the latent heat definition and latent heat of vaporization. So, we discussed two concepts, specific heat and latent heat. Specific heat in the sense to increase the temperature of the substance. So, temperature of the substance must be changes in case of specific heat, but in case of latent heat, state of the substance changes, but temperature remains constant. State of the substance changes, but temperature remains constant. So, that is the two conditions here we discussed. So, the two conditions are so in case of specific heat S can be written as 1 by m into dq by dt. So, our dq can be written as ms dt. In the same way, latent heat can be written as L is equals to dq by m. So, from this dq can be written as ml. These are the only two formulas we can use in this throughout the chapter. Whatever it may be the situation, we can use only heat energy. Heat energy means we must use only these two formulas, either ms dt or ml, either ms dt or ml. When we can use this ms dt or when we can use this ml? When we can use this ms dt? If the temperature of the substance changes, if the temperature of the substance changes, then only we can use this ms dt. If the state of the substance changes, then we can use this ml. If the temperature of the substance changes, state of the substance does not changes. In this situation, we can use the temperature of the substance changes. So that means state of the substance remains same. So temperature of the water increases from certain temperature to another temperature, or temperature of the ice changes from certain temperature to another temperature, like that. State of the substance does not changes in this situation, only temperature changes. But here the temperature remains constant, but the state of the substance changes. Only these two formulas will be useful. When these two formulas will be useful, also we know this formula is useful when the temperature of the substance changes. This formula is useful when the state of the substance changes. And you have to remember, specific heat of water is equals to 1 calorie per gram Celsius, and specific heat of ice 0.5 calorie per gram Celsius, and latent heat of ice, so that is 80 calorie per gram. Latent heat of steam, so that is 540 calorie per gram. So these four values you must remember. Specific heat of water means 1 gram of water. To increase the 1 gram of water through 1 degree, how much amount of energy required? 1 calorie, that is specific heat of water. Specific heat of ice, to rise the temperature of 1 gram of ice through 1 degree, to rise the temperature of 1 gram of the ice through 1 degree, how much amount of energy required? 0.5 calorie, that is specific heat of ice. Next, what is latent heat of ice? Latent heat, to convert the ice to water or water to ice at constant temperature. To convert water to ice or ice to water at constant temperature, the amount of heat energy required 80. To convert the ice to steam to water or water to steam at constant temperature, the amount of heat energy required, that is 540. So these are the values you must remember, and these are the only two formulas. To do any problem in this, based on this, only these two formulas will be useful. dq is equals to ms dt and dq is equals to ml. Now, remember one thing, while defining the specific heat, temperature must be changes, and while defining the latent heat, temperature must remains constant. Only the difference between these two. While defining specific heat, temperature must be changes. While defining latent heat, temperature must remains constant. So that is the situation. So next.